Master of Sass, Pirates versus Ninja. Irene didn't recognize her surroundings at first. It was all swirls of color and light, forming ever-changing fractals. Then she figured it out. I'm dreaming. This is all in my head. Is it? Said a strangely familiar voice. Irene looked around. Who's there? She shouted. Just you, the voice said. Irene turned to see herself. It was Irene, but her eyes were different. One was red, and the other was yellow. The other Irene smiled. Only one of us can be here. She shoved the real Irene as everything went dark. Irene bolted upright, breathing hard, trying to process what had just happened. Nia was still asleep. Irene poked her head out of the bedroom and saw that everyone else was sleeping. She sighed quietly. Glancing at the clock, she noticed it was close to 6 in the morning. No point in going back to sleep if Sensei would wake them all soon. She went to put on her gi, and a couple pieces of old parchment fell out. I forgot about that scroll. I should look at it, she mused. Then she grinned. But first, I will get breakfast for everyone. She started to tiptoe past the sleeping boys, but she froze when Jay rolled over and sat up, staring at her sleepily. What are you doing, Irie? He yawned. Shh, I'm going on a donut run, she whispered. Jay lit up. Wait for me, I'm coming too, he whispered back. Once Jay was dressed and ready, they set off in search of a bakery or coffee shop. Did you find anything good in your research yesterday? Jay asked. Irene nodded. I found the other half of the prophecy. I haven't read it yet because we had to go save you from getting run over, she said. When we get back, we'll all look at it together, Jay told her. Deal. They found a place with donuts and coffee, getting a dozen donuts, 1 tea, 6 coffees, and a chocolate milk for Lloyd. Irene managed to figure out everyone's coffee preferences based off what she knew about them. We have breakfast, Irene sang as she and Jay walked through the door. Jay handed the tea to Wu and the chocolate milk to a sleepy Lloyd. Donuts and coffee for all, Irene announced. Everyone brightened up. The donuts were passed around and everyone was pleased with their coffee. Guys, I found the second half of my prophecy yesterday, Irene said. Let's hear it, Cole said. Irene set her cup down and pulled out her scroll. Here it is, the prophecy of the chaotic one in full. The vessel of deception sows the seeds of confusion. She sees what others cannot. Darkness and light both call to her. She can only choose one path. Whichever way she goes, so goes Ninjago, for her fate is bound to the land. The shadows call to her. They would make her queen. The light sings her name and promises joy and love. Light affects dark. Dark affects light. Choice affects destiny. She will choose her fate. She is chaos. The herald of light and the harbinger of shadow will both try to win her. But remember, not all light is good. Not all darkness is evil. At rising moon and setting sun, the storm breaks loose in the chaotic one. Her power is great and could cause much destruction. She must not lose control. Her choice could tip the balance. It must be preserved. An ancient power dwells within, a primal energy from the beginning. She must control it before it controls her. Irene lifted her head and saw everyone staring slack-jawed at her. Should I be concerned? She asked. Yes, you should be freaking out, Nia exclaimed. Well, she will later, Kai reminded. Delayed shock reaction, remember? Well, now isn't the time. We have another prophecy that's a bit more worrying right now, Irene said. We train Lloyd and get him ready to face his father, and then we deal with my prophecy. After breakfast, the ninja started Lloyd's training, putting on whatever they could find for protective gear. They began with the basics. Irene thought the guys looked hilarious. Jay wielding a cooking spoon, Cole with a pot on his head, Kai with oven mitts, and Zane with a pillow tied to his front. Lloyd was kicking Kai's oven mitts. Good, keep it up, Kai encouraged. Ha! Fists of fury, Lloyd shouted. You can't even see him move. I'm so fast. Ha! Save the gloating. It can only be used against you by your enemy, Kai cautioned. Oh, please, I'm ready to face whatever you throw at me, Lloyd said, unleashing a flurry of kicks that knocked Kai back. Whoa, Grasshopper, you're not even ready to face my pinky toe, Kai said, wiggling his foot to prove his point. Irene snorted. I see the student has become a teacher, Wu remarked. You will learn fast, Lloyd, with lessons from the ninja. Great, now that the lesson is over, how about some target practice? On Kai, Cole suggested, watching the color slowly drain from Kai's face. You'll each get your turn, but first I don't want you to be late for your next lesson with Nia, Wu said. Oh, but when will I learn Spinjitzu? Lloyd whined. Wu sighed. Patience. It will only be unlocked when the key is ready to be found. Lloyd groaned and headed up to the roof. Ha, sound familiar? Cole said with a grin, looking at Kai. I wasn't that whiny, Kai protested. No, you were worse, Zane said. Much worse, Irene added. Hey, guys, I know we're trying to prepare Lloyd for the future, but it's hard to give him the best training in these conditions, Jay pointed out. Jay's right, Cole agreed. I miss the Destiny's bounty. Too bad it's gone. I see your point, Wu said. Perhaps we could find somewhere else to aid his journey. Yeah, we should, Irene said. Something I want to take care of first. She handed her phone to Zane to record. Need this, she said, taking the pot off Cole's head. Give me the spoon for a minute, Jay. Jay and Cole grinned when they understood her intent. At the same time, they tackled Kai and pinned him down, allowing Irene to put the pot on his head. Hey, wait, Kai yelped as Irene started banging the spoon on his head. Zane laughed as he recorded it. And scene, Irene called. Zane stopped the recording and Cole and Jay let Kai up. He glared at Irene. She just smiled. Please don't be mad. Kai pounced on her and trapped her in a headlock. Start recording, Zane. It's our turn. Irene shrieked with laughter as Kai, Jay, and Cole started tickling her. Guys, please, have mercy. Outside the apartment building, Sensei Wu told the ninja, it's time we searched Ninjago City for a more suitable place to train Lloyd. Oh, but Sensei, Ninjago City is huge. It'll take us all day to find it on foot, Jay whined. And without our golden weapons, we have no spinjitzu vehicles. How are we going to get around town? Zane asked. You'll learn to travel with these, Wu replied, handing a small circular object to Cole. What are those? Cole asked. They can transport you anywhere you want to go in the city, Wu said. Like a magic portal? Cole said. Ooh, or a spinjitzu vortex? Jay guessed. Cole held it up and squinted at it. Hey, wait a minute. These are bus tokens. Wu chuckled. Irene snatched the bus token from Cole. Let's get moving, boys. Sooner we go, sooner we can train Lloyd. It took them a while, but they found a place. The bus let them off at Grand Sensei Dareth's Mojo Dojo. The name sounds like trying too hard, Irene remarked. This is where Lloyd is going to train? Cole questioned. It's better than our dumpy apartment, Jay reasoned. They walked inside. Oh no, Irene muttered when she saw the bead curtain. Lloyd gave her a funny look. Through the bead curtain walked a middle-aged man in brown. Welcome to Grand Sensei Dareth's Mojo Dojo. I am Grand Sensei Dareth, and I dareth you to join my dojo, he said. He proceeded to show off some fancy martial arts moves, but got himself tangled up in the inexplicably detestable bead curtain. The ninja all sighed as Dareth entangled himself. Face the wall of karate trophies, he said, gesturing to shelves full of trophies. If you look closely, my name is on all of them. That is because I am a highly skilled karate machine. Look, Dareth, we're wondering if we could share your dojo, Kai said, getting to the point. You see, we've been put in charge of training this little guy to become the greatest ninja in all of Ninjago. Not possible, for I am the greatest in the land. How many trophies do you have? Dareth asked. Irene felt an indescribable dislike for this man. Look, pal, we're the guys that just saved the city from that giant snake, Jay said, sounding slightly annoyed. Ha! Am I looking at Lord Garmadon? Because, unless I'm stupid, and I'm not, Lord Garmadon destroyed the Devourer, Dareth said. That's been a huge misunderstanding. Actually, we were the ones who Jay was interrupted by Dareth saying, I'll let you train here, but only on one condition. You can defeat me. Irene rolled her eyes. If you succeed, we will share the dojo. That's right. I, Grand Sensei Dareth, master of all animal fighting styles, challenge one of you to a battle, Dareth said. Kai and Irene glanced at each other and nodded. Dareth started demonstrating his knowledge of the animal fighting styles. Kai interrupted him with spinjitzu, knocking him to the ground. Dareth was shocked. How did you? You might know animals, but we know spinjitzu, Kai declared. You can train in my dojo anytime, Dareth said as he left the room. So, that's settled, Irene said, looking around. What are we going to do first? Learn to kick butt, Lloyd shouted. They all grinned. Who wants to teach him first? Irene asked. The guy started training Lloyd, while Irene went to the library to see if she could find any information on the Herald of Light or the Harbinger of Shadow. She came back with a couple of very thick books. Cole had set up 10 boards for Lloyd to break. When you strike with your fists, concentrate. You may be small, but you're strong, he said. Lloyd nodded and brought his hand down on the boards. He struck with such force he not only broke all the boards in one go, but caused a small earthquake that knocked everyone back. That was the power of the Scythe of Quakes, Jake gasped. And you did it without the golden weapon. That must be why you have the potential to be the greatest ninja. You can harness all of the elemental powers, Zane realized. Really? Cool, Lloyd said. With this power, you must be careful. You must control it before it controls you, Wu cautioned, reminding Irene of the last line in her prophecy. She must control it before it controls her. She shuddered a bit. I have to admit, not bad for a kid, Darren said as he walked in, 2 little boys behind him with arms full of wooden boards. But instead of 10 boards, how about 50? Stack 'em, boys, he instructed. Wu sighed. And perhaps if I, Grand Sensei Dareth, can break through them all, you will allow me to join your team and become the Brown Ninja, Dareth announced, pulling on a homemade ninja hood. Irene put her hands over her mouth to keep from laughing, but a tiny snort escaped. Jay snickered. The Brown Ninja? You gotta be joking. Sorry, pal. Club's already full, Cole said, unfazed. Okay. Then maybe this demonstration of my superhuman strength may persuade you, Dareth continued. Jeffy, Phil, are we ready? Yes, Grand Sensei Dareth, the little boys answered, having stacked the boards. Observe, Dareth said. I call upon the greatest animal to give me strength, the dragon. He brought his hand down on the boards, but the only thing that happened was his hand turning red and began to swell up. Everyone laughed as he danced, yelling and clutching his hand in pain. They heard screaming outside. What is going on? Irene wondered as the ninja ran outside. Oh, that's our ship, Jay cried, pointing. It was their ship, but there was something new. But pirates? Lloyd was really confused. Pirates haven't been around for centuries, Cole said. I sense Lord Garmadon is somehow behind all this, Zane said. How are we going to follow them? Lloyd asked, seeing the ship flying away through the city. Perhaps this can be of some use, Kai said as he held up a bus token. He hopped on a bus, the others close behind, and handed the token to the driver. I can't believe I'm saying this, but follow that ship. The driver nodded and took off. Ugh, I don't like the kid coming along. It's too dangerous, Kai said, looking at Lloyd. Please, I'll be super good, Lloyd said. Irene shook her head. You're not ready yet. The powers inside you are still too great, too uncontrollable, Zane added. One of these days you'll be able to join us. Sorry, kid, Cole said. Lloyd groaned as the ninja climbed onto the roof of the bus. They were close enough to grab on to the anchor. Just as they reached for it, the bus stopped abruptly, nearly throwing the ninja off. A little old lady was crossing the street. Come on, people, we're trying to save the city here, Jay complained. It's getting away, Cole pointed out. The lady's bag ripped, spilling everything. Irene sighed. They finally caught up to the ship and noticed that the pirates had captured someone. Is that Dareth? Irene said, wide-eyed. Ugh, dang it, Dareth, Kai muttered. We need to get on board that ship, Cole said. Irene, can you disguise us with an illusion? Irene nodded and concentrated on cloaking them. She reached for the image of the ninja not being there in her mind, but just as she was about to touch it, she yelped, That stings! She looked at the boys sadly. Sorry guys, something's off with my powers. I can't hide us. Jay looked around and grinned. Aha, there are other ways a ninja can hide in plain sight, he said, pointing to a costume shop. They entered, and Irene took charge of picking out costumes for them. They came outside looking like real pirates. Wow, Jay said, admiring his costume. Let's go, Cole ordered. They got onto the ship and blended in with the pirates. How about we have him walk the plank, the captain shouted. All the pirates laughed and cheered. You're making a big mistake. Don't make me call upon the dragon, Darren threatened as the captain used his sword to prod him onto the plank. We have to save him, Jay whispered to Kai. We can't get close enough without blowing our cover, Kai whispered back. Who here wants to see him go splat? The pirate captain yelled. The pirates cheered. Who here wants to see him live? Jay shouted. The pirates cheered again, but went quiet in confusion. Hee hee, the plank's getting shorter, huh? The captain snickered, poking at Dareth with his sword. We don't need to do this, fellas. I'm a lousy martial artist, Dareth confessed. What I do, I wouldn't even call it an art. I know I'm a brown belt, but I painted it. And my trophies, they're all fake. Jay and Kai groaned and Irene face-palmed. Dareth was shoved off the plank. Ah! Woohoo! Lloyd yelled as he swooped in on the Ultra Dragon to save Dareth. I called the dragon! I called the dragon! Dareth cheered. Ninja, go! The ninja shouted, changing out of the pirates' costumes and into their ninja gis. More pajama men? And a pajama woman? The captain cried. Where? I can't see, complained a pirate with 2 eye patches and a parrot. Ninja versus pirates. Who will win? Kai said. Irene cracked her knuckles. Let's find out. The pirates attacked. Irene ducked and rolled to avoid a punch and trip her opponent. The blind pirate was trying to get Kai while his parrot was screaming directions. Irene snatched the bird and threw it over the side. Jay spotted a gumball machine and got an idea. He smashed it open with his nunchucks, and all the gumballs spilled onto the deck, making the pirate slip and fall. Unfortunately, the ninja slipped as well. Ugh, Jay, Cole shouted. Ha, oops, Jay said sheepishly. Ninja, go! Lloyd shouted, launching himself on board, knocking into the captain and Zane as well. Pirate, go! The captain shouted, pointing a sword at Lloyd. Lloyd, you're not supposed to be here, Kai said, picking him up and stuffing him in a barrel. Are you kidding me, Kai? Irene yelled, having seen him. Kai turned to answer, but the barrel with Lloyd in it tipped over and rolled into Kai, knocking him overboard. He managed to catch hold of the anchor as it dropped down and dragged along the street. The pirate captain was trying to slash at Lloyd with his sword, but Lloyd kept dodging in spite of the barrel. Ninja, go! Lloyd shouted, breaking free of the barrel in a glowing green tornado. Whoa! Spinjitzu! I just did Spinjitzu for the first time, he cheered just before the pirate captain kicked him in the back. Oh, no, you don't, Irene yelled as she charged the captain, size ready. She blocked his sword and turned to Lloyd. Great job on the Spinjitzu, Green Bean. I'm so proud of you. Lloyd grinned beneath his hood as he flipped the switch for the anchor, bringing Kai back up into the fight. Woo! Ha-ha! Lloyd summoned a burst of green energy. Lloyd, don't! Your powers are too uncontrollable, Kai warned. Lloyd released the energy and it knocked over the mast, pinning the ninja. The pirate captain stood over them. You lose, pajama people. Now you're walking the plank. The mast was lifted off the ninja and set back in place by Nia in her samurai neck. Who wins between pirates and ninja? It's samurai, Jay cried. Yeah, you're awesome, Nia, Irene cheered. Nia laughed. Jay sighed dreamily, staring at her in a love-struck way. With Nia's help, the ninja beat the pirates and had them ready for the cops to pick up. Good work, team, one officer said. Don't forget to include this guy, Kai said, giving Lloyd a noogie and making him laugh. Is that your ship? The cop asked. It sure is, Jay said. Sorry, you snooze, you lose, Lord Garmadon said, standing on the deck with his mega weapon in hand. Lord Garmadon, Kai said, surprised. Dad, Lloyd cried. You're becoming stronger, son, but you'll never be strong enough to defeat me. Give up before it's too late, Garmadon said. Lloyd looked back at the ninja, and Irene gave him an encouraging smile that said, You can do it. Lloyd looked back at his father with a defiant smile. Have it your way. Another day, ninja, another day, Garmadon called as the ship flew away. Ah, great. Lord Garmadon is back and now he's got our shit, Jay complained. Well, at least we've got this little guy, Cole said, ruffling Lloyd's blonde hair. Dareth attempted a sneak attack on Jay, but Jay flipped him over his shoulder. Oh, come on, guys. I dareth you to forgive me, Dareth said as everyone laughed.